Rebecca.
All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Karen French. I'm here with Audrey Westcott. Carolyn Revelto can't be with us tonight, and I don't see Anna in the waiting room either. So we are bringing you this evening's presentation of the element of water. So tonight we're going to be talking about the element of water and what it means for us in our practice. So last week we talked about fire, and this week we talk about its opposite, which is water. Water is the element of emotion, intuition, and flow. I do not resist, I flow, and in flowing, I heal. I like that quote. Are you doing it there?
Yes.
I was going to do it here. All right. The core qualities of water are the essential essence. Water is the element of emotion, intuition, and the unseen depths, the mirror of the soul, the flow of feeling, and the womb of transformation. The key attributes of water are emotion and intuition, healing and cleansing, dreams and subconscious, and compassion and flow. So I think it has to be done from the phone. Yeah. All right. The cosmic correspondences for the water element are, I'm going to blow this up a bit so my old eyes can see it. Um, Wait, that's a little bit too much, Audrey. I've lost some stuff. All right. The symbol is the triangle upside down, showing the widest part at the top. It looks the most like the chalice. So you can remember the water element as the chalice being that upside down triangle. The zodiac correspondences are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, all your water signs. Solar system, the planets are Mercury, the moon, of course, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. The season that it corresponds with most is autumn. That's a little surprising. I wouldn't think autumn, but anyway, there it is. And the time of the day, dusk. The colors blue, aqua, black, and gray are the ones that correspond the most to water, um, along with green, the blue green, deep sea green, indigo, lilac, purple, and silver, turquoise, violet, and white. The Ogam, I am not going to try to pronounce these Ogam letters or symbols. Um, that is in a language that is dead, and I do not know how to pronounce it. So the runes that correspond are out of the Elder Futhark, it looks like, and they are Fehu, Jera, Laguz, and Perthro. Perthro is the most fascinating rune to me. I'm going off topic just a tiny bit because it is the rune of mystery, and water is the most mysterious of the elements. So I really love that they put that one in there. All right, the tarot that most corresponds with water are the moon and the suit of cups. So any of the cups. The direction is west. The energy is yin, feminine, receptive, and passive. The chakra that corresponds most to water is the sacral, and the numbers are 2 and 7, it looks like. The tree is the weeping willow. All blue flowers correspond with water. Herb is vanilla. Fruits are all blue fruits. Vegetables, all blue vegetables. There are blue vegetables. Okay. All right. Grain is oats. Crystals are alexandrite, aquamarine, azurite, beryl. I see lace agate. I can't tell what that is before lace agate. And calcite and jasper. Beryl. Beryl's in there.
One that I've noticed in my research about doing the element of water is rainbow fluorite as well. Um,
Okay.
I find that really intriguing. I rainbow fluorite is one of my favorite crystals. Uh, so it's kind of nice, like kind of coincides with my element. That's great.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Oh, there's more. Labradorite, lapis lazuli, larimar, and is that lodestone? Okay. And sapphire, sodalite, blue topaz, blue tourmaline, turquoise, and blue zircon. The metals are copper, mercury, and silver. The mammal is otter. The bird is a blackbird. Reptiles are frogs and toads. Marine is dolphin. The insect is dragonfly. Mythical creatures that correspond with this are the dragon, mermaids, and selkies. The elemental is an undine. The goddesses are Amphitrite, Bav, is that how you, Bowen, Brigantia, Coventina, Isis, and Ron. The gods are, who is that? Aegir, Belenus, Mabon. Mabon's a god.
Yes.
Manananan,
I'm trying to zoom in so I can help you, Karen.
McLear. Manananan, McLear. Okay. That must be a Scottish one. Mimir, Neptune,
I
Niord.
lost it.
What's that?
I said I'm trying to zoom in so I can help you with the.
Yeah. Osiris and Poseidon. Yeah, I had never heard of Mananan McLear. That's a new one. The sense is taste. Ritual tools are the cauldron, chalice, and cup. Think anything that holds water. The principle is to dare, and the powers are emotion, intuition, and power.
I'm trying to
All
find you.
right. I am on water, and it's a white slide, and it
Okay, I see you.
says the hour of witchery at the top. All right. All right. So, water. The direction again is west, planets, moon, Pluto, Neptune, season. This one says winter. That makes more sense to me. And time, sunset to midnight. I'd agree with that
I
too.
think water is in between autumn and winter. Because
Yeah,
more towards the winter time, just because of the snow, the cold
I would
weather,
think so.
but also
I would
fall
think
is
so.
very rainy.
Yeah, but so spring. So
Yeah,
it's hard
true.
to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
I think
summer is a real fire month, and
I kind of think
you can really feel that association with fire. You think what?
I think it's definitely more regional too when it comes to water because like Florida we get crazy amounts of rain during the winter and like we get a lot of rain in general. We're more of a
No, I
tropical
think we're
state.
more dry in the winter in Florida. Yeah, I would think so. The 15 years I've lived, I've seen it.
Actually,
Rainy season is in the summer during, well, monsoon season or hurricane season. All right. The water element symbolizes emotion, intuition, and the subconscious mind, is fluid and adaptive, representing the ebb and flow of our feelings and inner experiences. Water's nurturing and healing properties help us connect with our, let's see, that is a little too far to the side, or is it? Maybe it's just cut off. Okay, with our deepest emotions. Whoops. How did that happen?
Karen, could the element be based on astrology?
Well, yes.
Because of the
And
zodiacs, what zodiacs are water symbols? I'm wondering.
yes, it's all tied in. They're all
Okay.
tied together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tied in with Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I remember just like we were just learn like that was just part of one of our studies. So I
Hmm.
just wanted to yeah. Okay.
All right. Water's nurturing and healing properties help us connect with our deepest emotions and foster empathy and compassion. It encourages introspection, spiritual growth, and emotional balance. By embracing the water element, we can enhance our intuitive abilities, cleanse our emotional blockages, and cultivate a sense of peace and tranquility within ourselves. That sounds nice. The attributes are emotion, intuition, healing, adaptability, and purity. They added a couple in there that I really like: healing, adaptability, and purity. The symbols are rivers, oceans, rain, lakes, seashells, anything, of course, attached to water. Associations, the emotional body, healing, cleansing, subconscious, fluidity, and change. The colors are blue, aqua, turquoise, and silver. Zodiacs, of course, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Crystals, aquamarine, moonstone, lapis lazuli, amethyst, and selenite. Metals, silver, tin, nickel, and aluminum. You can see there's a little bit of argument here between various people about what is what, but some things never change. The plants and flowers are lotus, willow, you'll notice from the other one, jasmine, water lily, and aloe vera. Incense and oils, jasmine, ylang ylang, lavender rose, and chamomile. Ways to connect with water: taking baths or swimming, great ways to connect with water. Listening to the sound of water, drinking plenty of water, which I need to do more of. Practicing meditation with a focus on emotions, and using water in rituals and ceremonies. The affirmations for water are: I am in tune with my emotions and allow them to flow freely. I am adaptable and can navigate through any situation. My intuition is strong and guides me wisely. I am cleansed and purified by the energy of water. I am at peace and calm like a serene lake. All right, let's have the next one. All right. Understanding the elements of water. Okay, we have gone over this to death already. Is there anything new in here? Cycles. The symbol of the energies, sorry, not the symbols, but in the energies, emotions, intuition, dreams, healing, compassion, and cycles. And that's important too, because the moon moves in cycles, our periods move in cycles, the ocean moves in cycles. So yeah, that's real important to remember. Magical uses for water: divination, you can scry with water; dream work, love spells, cleansing, and emotional balance. Everyday connection: drink water mindfully, bathing with herbs, crying as a release, and moon water rituals. I love that they included crying, because crying can be very cathartic. If we're not, I'm not talking about the crying that really comes with depression, just as a release of emotion after something's over, after the storm has passed, just let it out. It's very cathartic. All right, dance with the water element. Shapes and qualities associated with water are circular shapes, motion that flows, a curve or mimics an infinity pattern, slower speeds, fluid and sensual. The energetics are receptive, lunar, descending. Energy is kept relatively close, encircling the dancer's body. Areas of focus: internal focus, lower midplane activity, which again, we're talking about the solar plexus, movement initiated by the hips, activation of the sacral chakra. To Motivation is to feel, express emotions, heal, nurture relationships, engage our spirituality, and strengthen our intuition. And the imagery is to allow your body to respond to the subtle currents and tides you would experience waist deep in the ocean. That's cool. I like it. Now, for some tools associated with water, I'm going to hand it off to Audrey and let her tell you all about them.
All right, guys. How is everyone doing? So, tools of water. We hear a lot about chalices that hold sacred water and offerings, a bowl of water for scrying and reflections, seashells to carry the ocean energy, amplify intuition, mirrors reflecting truth used in scrying, moon water charged under a lunar energy. Now, moon water, we hear a lot of people focus mainly on a full moon, but there's many different aspects of a moon. There's not just the full moon. There's a dark moon and
Mhm.
quarter and things of that nature.
Yeah, I
And
dark moon water.
I know, and you full moon water too.
Mhm.
I think of it this way. I like to have a jar of each phase of the moon when it comes to water because my workings all depend on what I want to use that for. Sun water is another really, really good one. I use that for a lot more like happier.
Things and things you want to charge with a lot of energy.
Yes, sun water is a
I
really
have
good
some
one.
solar eclipse water that I keep for that.
That's some really strong stuff. I've used that a few
And I
times.
have I also have some that I charged on Letha, I think it was last year or the year before. So that's the summer solstice.
Yep.
So it was ocean water and it was charged on the solstice and um it's got really strong energy. So a tip would be to place your water tools in the west quarter of your altar.
Now I think we reached touch base on this, I believe, last week, where if you have a smaller space and not a major altar, place it to where it feels comfortable to you. Don't I mean west is optional, it being the
Pick
place for
one
water.
tool maybe to put in the west.
Mm.
Don't try to crowd everything you own over there. It's
Honestly, get like a little vial. I mean,
Mhm.
get a little vial, maybe
Yep.
like this big or so, and put a little bit of ocean water, put a little moon water in it. Just stick it right there.
Yep. Could
Yeah.
even be out of your tap.
Yep, pretty much. And now we're going to move on to the creatures of water. In real and mythological, yeah, mythological. Oh,
Whatever it is. Mythical.
yeah, thanks, Mom.
Close enough. Anyway.
All right, so we got
Same thing.
dolphins, joy, harmony, emotional intelligence. Whale, deep wisdom, ancestral memory. Frog, toad, cleansing, rain magic, transformation. Fish, abundance, psychic awareness. Undying, nymph, water element, graceful guardians of emotional truth. Now I'm gonna try to enlarge this a little bit. I love
Because there's some other fun ones over here.
Oh yes, there's definitely some fun ones. We got a swirling underlined mermaid,
That's
a
an
crashing
undine.
wave golem, a serene nymph, a tidal kraken, aquatic midget, aquatic gin, flowing kelpie, crystal water sprite, raging sea serpent, and a hydra. And some of these, we've heard people talk about like the krakens and the mermaids and the nymphs and the kelpies. Kelpies are really big in Celtic lore. Uh, and we'll go down that at a later path. But it's kind of fun to think of not just the typical the whales, the dolphins, the sharks, and all that. You kind of get more of a mythical aspect to it too. So, would recommend if you're interested in all that. Definitely look it up. It's really, really fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go for crystals for water energy. Moonstone, intuition, feminine energy. Amethyst, calms anxiety, opens channels. Aquamarine, soothes fear and communication. Pearl, lunar connection, compassion. Lasses Lazul, activates the third eye. Rose quartz, self-love and empathy. Now, I would want to argue, and we've gone over a few more slides where they have had also different
Yeah, Larimar, aquamarine,
yeah.
blue topaz, sapphire, um, chrysocolla, we said turquoise, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
turquoise, yeah.
turquoise. There's a lot of different And I don't really get rose quartz with water energy.
No, I don't either.
But okay, I mean, maybe some people do. I don't know. That's not what comes to mind for me. That's not what I think about.
See, pearl definitely comes to mind to me because when we find
Meaty.
pearls, they're in clams in the ocean, and we have to
Mhm.
open up the clams. So pearl makes more sense to me. Rose quartz does not, but I mean, okay, whatever works. So we're gonna go right into herbs and resins. Rose, heart opening and healing. Jasmine, sensuality and psychic dreams. Willow bark, associated with the moon. Mugwort, astral travel and insight. Lotus, spiritual awakening. You can use in baths, teas, or as offerings to water sources. Now, water sources are so varying. If you're like us here in Florida, we're got water on all three sides. So really we can
And in between.
yeah, we're basically a land of water. Um, but we also have these estuaries and rivers and lakes. Now, being a Floridian, I will say this. You are brave if you do that route. Just because I know what resides in Florida waters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you go. If you're at the ocean,
Yep.
there's sharks. If you're in the lakes or the canals or whatever, there's gators. And there's snakes out in the Everglades.
Yeah.
there's pythons in the Everglades.
There's now caimans out in the Everglades. There's actual crocodiles out there now.
Crocodiles.
Yeah,
somebody brought crocodiles there.
Yeah,
they're saltwater.
They're thriving.
They must be in the inlet waterways. All right, we've gotten way off topic now.
Okay.
Let's talk about some herbs for water energy.
Okay, so we've got catnip, burdock, chamomile, aloe vera.
That would be burdock.
Burdock? Okay.
Yes.
Yarrow, willow, meadowsweet, cypress, star anise, and henbane.
Kinbane, yes.
Okay.
Which is very poisonous, mind you.
Yeah, so baneful magic, go ahead, use that. I mean, rose. See, I have a trouble thinking rose when it comes to water.
Yeah. But for some people, the two are inextricably linked. So I do not know.
I mean, if it works, it works, I guess.
Right.
4 ways to use ocean water and
Well,
spell.
it's feminine. If you think of feminine way, water goes with sacral, which is in feminine. It's our where we hold our babies, all that. The menstrual. Then comes in the rose plays. I guess I guess it's the way you think about a rose too, because if you think about, how sometimes people will draw a rose and it's got raindrops on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know though, but I see where you're coming from, like the significance of it in complete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it does seem to be linked because everywhere I look, water and rose are put together.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
well, I do it. I make rose water, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something that can just uphold water. I don't know. Very interesting.
I don't know.
Seems like something I would go down the rabbit hole for, you know what I mean? to want to know more
my
about.
specialty. All right, so 4 ways to use ocean water in spells and magic. A magical room spray. Use ocean water as a base for magical room sprays. This ingredient is especially effective for energy clearing, freshening stale vibes, and bringing the elemental water into a home. A ritual bath. Add seawater to a ritual bath to reconnect with the ocean, even when landlocked or traveling far away from shores. And spell jars. Add it to spell jars to balance the other elements fire, earth, air, soothe anger, or recalibrate emotional turmoil. And anoint doors and windows to clear negative energy in your home. Dip your index finger in the bowl of ocean water and use it to anoint the doors and windows. I can't argue with that. Water challenge.
Before we talk about water challenges, I'm going to just mention the slide underneath. And it is, if you'll scroll up just a bit.
Okay.
about sea magic. This is another use for ocean water. And that's why I had Carolyn add this in here. Because ocean water washes away all curses and hexes.
Yes, it does.
So it is incredibly handy to have around. So this is a very handy little incantation. And I go out to the ocean sometimes. I haven't been this year, but I go out to the ocean sometimes and just wash off, and I'll just say what was brought down on me is now washed away by the sea. From head to toe, from vein to skin, I now shine bright from within. Curse is lifted, spell is done, I am free, my spirit is one. Or any variation of that.
Mhm. So if you guys
So
want to keep this, I would definitely recommend. I'll pull
it's
it
handy.
off. I'll pull it off and I'll post it in the actual chat.
Those of us that live near the ocean, go out there and collect that water. Send it off to your sisters that are landlocked because it could really come in handy for them too. Well, let's talk about some of the challenges, water challenges. This is not like balloon races and things like that.
No, not at all.
These are things that are challenging to water people.
All right, so we have complacent, passive, dependent, closed mouth, possessive, used by others, thin skin, lacks vision, unassertive, timid, stubborn, and naive. And what I find funny about this list, it's kind of going both ways. You can be complacent, but you can also be kind of possessive. You can be passive, but you can kind of be stubborn and barrel down. So if anybody, I mean, I could speak from a Scorpio's perspective. I know a lot of us are Scorpios.
Or Scorpio adjacent.
A Scorpio adjacent, that was the word I was looking for. And we can be very closed mouth. We can sit back and kind of just watch how things unfold. But if asked a direct question, I mean, I know I am. I'm very assertive.
Oops. Well, we were recording anyway, but
I'm very
we're
assertive,
very blunt.
when I want to be, but also I can be very passive. I can be very closed down. And that's why I think, I mean, Scorpios especially, like, we kind of get a bad rap for being kind of buttholes. But
no, it's just people have Scorpio has mystique, and I think a lot of people just don't understand them. That's what I think anyway.
So, elemental self care, and this is a really good one for water. When using water in your self care, you feel burnt out, your emotions are feel wounded or stuck. You can't seem to find a sense of flow. It's time to release some of that old energy you're feeling like you're a control freak, feeling like you're cut off from your intuition. So, suggestions for this: drink some water or herbal tea, take a magical bath or a shower, visit a body of water, journal, practice divination, prioritize your spiritual practice, do slow flowing movement like stretching, or like what mom was saying earlier, have a really good cry. Doesn't matter what it is, just cry it out. Even if it's an ugly cry, cry it out. And I absolutely love this picture. I love the idea of water ebbing and flowing, and it's just, I had to show the picture off. I love that picture. So invocation of water, spirit of water, rivers and springs.
Slow down.
Your power dissolves and releases, purifies and heals, peaceful and mighty lifeblood of earth, ocean of perfection, flowing calm and meek. Let the murmurs of clear water send me to a haven of peace. Wash away all paths, all doubts and sorrows.
Pain.
Oh, pain. Spirit of water, spirit of nourishment, I call you now. And then we have a couple of ways for really good rainwater.
Rain magic and snow magic.
Oof. How to practice rain magic. Collect rainwater in a jar and use it as an offering to receive mental clarity and remove negative or stagnant energy. On a rainy day, take a cleansing rain shower by standing in the rain for a reasonable amount of time.
I like to do that.
Add rainwater to a cleansing bath with other herbs and oils to really cleanse your energy. During a thunderstorm or a rainstorm, use the energy to cast spells that need an extra push to get going. Use the water to create motivation or protection spell. Rainwater can be used to attract prosperity, love, abundance, spiritual growth, fast healing, and emotional stability, or used as an opening element for blocks or for opening and releasing emotions. And then we're going to jump right into snow magic since some of us are still snowed in. I'm looking at you guys out in Massachusetts. Metaphysical properties of snow: element water and air, purification and clarity, stillness and introspection, release and renewal, preservation and slow energy. How to collect snow: best time to collect: first snowfall, full moon or new moon, early morning. Use a clean jar or bowl. Gather fresh, untouched snow. Set intention. Safety tip: avoid dirty or yellow snow. I mean, I think that's given. Spiritual and magical uses of snow: cleansing and clearing, emotional healing, shadow work and reflection, ending cycles, protection, and boundaries. Using melted snow water, ritual baths, cleansing tools and altars, spell jars, water houseplants, store in fridge to 3 to 5 days, or freeze for later. Calm and peace straw. Here's some ideas. Melted snow water, lavender and quartz, release ritual, bury intentions in snow, let it melt away. Snow meditation, sit quietly in the falling snow, reflect and rest. Ethical tips: take only what you need, respect nature and spirit, trust your intuition.
All right.
So we have a couple of rituals. You want to do it or you want me to?
I'm going to read through just a few rituals. I don't think we're going to actually do any of them tonight. This is ritual 1, the emotional release bath. Preparation. The time to do this is a waning or full moon. Tools would be sea salt, blue candle, and mugwort tea. The chant are waters of healing, leave me cleansed like gentle rain. Instructions: set your intention. I release what no longer serves my heart. Number 2, soak for 20 to 30 minutes, visualizing heavy emotions dissolving. Number 3, drain your water, rinsing briefly with fresh water. 4, ground with a glass of water and nourishing food. That sounds nice. Let's go back to that. We have a second ritual, the chalice of inner knowing. The items needed for this are a blue altar cloth, that is,
That's given.
yeah. If you have one, fine. If you don't, fine. Journal or paper, pen or pencil, chalice with water. The darker the cup, the better for scrying. Black and white candle. Set your altar. Place the chalice on a blue cloth. Light the candle. Charge. Ask, what do I need to know? Gaze. Reveal the truth that makes me whole. Receive. Notice subtle impressions. Return. Pour water onto the earth. Very simple. Anyone can do this. And the last one is all of these are just super simple rituals that anyone can do anywhere. It doesn't really take anything that you don't have at home. So, ritual 3 is the river of forgiveness, and the process is to write what you would forgive yourself for. That's number 1. And number 2, you would write what you release from another. Number 3, go to running water, stream, or tap. And number 4, speak your release. I forgive, I release, I'm free. The offering is to watch the paper dissolve. Leave a flower or stone as thanks. Whisper, I am clean, I am whole. Leaving a flower or stone, I understand that a little better after reading a different post today, that you're thanking the earth by returning something to it that belongs to it, like a stone or a flower. So you're returning that, and that's your offering, and you're thanking the earth for what it has given you. The quote for this week is, I do not resist, I flow, and in flowing, I heal, from The Way of Water. Are there any questions? And may your emotions flow like the tide. So, who wants to talk about water?
I mean, I know some of us are all water signs. Uh, Rebecca, I think you're a water sign, aren't you?
No,
No, I'm an air sign, honey.
yeah, Rebecca is the air sign.
The water sign.
I believe I'm a water sign, right? Yeah,
Are you Pisces?
I am an Aquarius.
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 Okay.
Mhm.
You're an air sign, darling.
Where is that?
But I will say this: Aquarius is
Aquarius is an
associated
air
with
sign.
water.
It
It's
is.
associated with water because it is the bearer of water.
Water. Okay. I
So
would
yeah,
say
that's the symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer. So Aquarius carries water. Uh, does that make sense? I mean,
I see Scorpios for me always make more sense to be more of a fire sign. But we are heavily associated with water.
yes,
I think it's because of us being that just mysterious and
indeed. And Aquarians are too. They're rather mysterious and usually very deep people. And I think that that is what they have in common with water is those very qualities. For an air sign, they're very deep. And well, a lot of us go deep, but Aquarians go far too.
yeah.
There are far thinkers. There are Abraham Lincoln's. You know, he was one. Um, I think Washington might have been too, but I know Lincoln was an Aquarius, and yeah, they're just like leagues ahead of their time usually. Um, and that's very off topic, sort of, but we started with water.
So for presidents, it was Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, um, McLean, Harrison, William Henry Harrison. Um, I'm trying to think.
I thought Roosevelt was an Aquarian. It's Franklin Delano, isn't it? That's an Aquarian.
Um, so William Henry Harrison, Abraham Lincoln, William McLean, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. As far as I can remember.
They're just, they are really seriously out of the box thinkers. I really admire that about Aquarians. So, about water, do we have anything that we want to add or say about how we interact with water in our practice?
I mean, for me, I use water a lot, especially when I'm having the really bad just uh, I'm going through a lot of deeper emotions or I'm kind of in my head and I can't shake it. And so for me, I use water as this way of just kind of clearing out all that negative and stagnant. And I'll just go in the shower and I'll just stand there for a minute. Won't do nothing. I'll have my music playing and I'll just stand there. And I just picture this letting it go and just saying, I can't, it's gotta be washed away. Like
Me, I like a warm rain.
no, I love being outside in the rain.
I'll
when
go
it's
out in the warm
when
rain
it's cold, no.
and stand there for a minute and let it come down on me. And the dog looks at me like I'm nuts because he's a diva and
Yes.
doesn't like his feet to get wet.
Oh, he doesn't even like getting wet at all. He's so funny when he goes out. Anyways,
But I'll stand there in the water for a minute and just let it just wash away. And sometimes if I'm feeling like I'm crossed in something or I don't know, if I think that there's a possibility that somebody has done negative magical workings against me, let's say, I'll go over to my jar of seawater and I'll get some out and I'll like sprinkle it on the top of my head and I'll say that sea magic, that incantation about what was washed, what was brought down on me was washed away by the sea. And I don't know. I feel better. It may be it may be psychosomatic, but I do. I mean, I believe that salt water has these inherent properties that are protective and defensive, and uh, it holds memory and it knows. I mean, water knows. It just knows. I don't know.
there's no other way to kind of
Earth
describe it.
remembers, but water knows.
Yeah. And that's why water and earth are really close connected because, like you said, earth remembers, water knows. And to think of it in the aspect kind of scientifically, like water covers most of our planet, right? Land covers a lot of it, but there's still so much water that is even undiscovered.
We are mostly water. I mean, we're
There's a
mostly
picture.
water. I do that. I use this as a mindfulness technique when I'm going through radiation treatments every day. I lay on that table and I use my breath to simulate the flow of the tides. And, every time I inhale, I imagine that wave just crashing and rushing out to the shore. And then when I exhale, it's when the water is just all being pulled back into the sea. It's when my belly button is feeling like it's being pulled back to my spine, when I'm exhaling on that uncomfortable table. But anyway, it's just, I remind myself when I'm laying there that we're mostly water and we break down to basically water and dust. Yes, we become dust, but we become back to water too and seep right back into the earth. And all of that was us as remembered by the earth. And I think that's comforting in a weird sort of way. But anyway, yeah, that's what I do. And I just imagine that beach this week. It's Bora Bora. And I imagine that I'm laying there on a beach in Bora Bora with my own private hut, just right out there on the water. And the tides rush in and out. And before I know it, it's done. And the radiation treatment is finished. I feel relaxed and I'm ready to go. So that's how I've been using water lately.
I mean, I know this is kind of off topic, but at the same time, it's not. We,
Guys,
yes.
excuse me. I love you guys, but I have to go. My husband goes to bed in an hour, so he wants to spend some
Okay.
time with me. I
All
love you
right.
guys, but I
I
will
love
see you
you
guys
too.
later, okay?
All
Blessed
right. Love
be.
you.
Blessed be. Love you guys.
Blessed be.
Bye.
Bye, Rebecca.
I think of it this way from kind of a spiritual, paranormal aspect of it. Water is is an energy conductor.
Yes.
And we find it in a lot of locations and places. St. Augustine, we're 25 minutes from St. Augustine. St. Augustine is one of the oldest towns in this part of the country for us, anyways. And it's right on the water. It's extremely haunted. Um, And a lot of these locations in St. Augustine, they run off of water. They run off of water all straight out the ocean.
Mhm.
And they're, a lot of activity. And think of it as spirit. The water
Not
is
to mention all the shipwrecks on the
oh
coast.
God, yes. Um, from personal experience, I've seen more than my fair share in St. Augustine, and just visiting a few times. But think of it as this amazing, like, water is just this amazing conductor.
It is, if you think about it. I mean, and to prove that, don't try this at home. Stand in water and run electricity through it and tell me it's not a conductor. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, don't try this
Don't
at
throw a
home.
toaster in your bathtub. Everybody's heard that, or your hair dryer. So, I mean, water, yes, is a conductor of electricity, which is energy.
Mhm.
And so we're talking about the conduction of energy,
Mhm.
of spirit, of everything,
Mhm.
everything that flows.
I know I can tend to get
I know
like,
that sounds like I'm getting out there in woo woo land, but yeah,
no,
no,
it's
it's true
good.
though.
It's
It's
good
true. It's
though.
scientific
Mhm.
fact.
Right.
She's
And,
very,
yeah, sweetie, sorry about that.
Did you have a
nothing. No, I was saying she's right. It's very true.
question?
Being from somebody who kind of works in the realm of paranormal, very much that aspect. Like I've seen things. I've seen these energies kind of coexist, and a lot of these times, I've seen them be connected with a waterway. You get some of these myths and these legends and these stories about spirits being connected to water. La Llorona is one. Um,
Yeah.
there's one Selkies, mermaids,
Mm-hmm.
the Kelpies, and these are all different varying forms of the myths, the different varying forms of the story, depending on where you go at, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
country or regional or whatever the case may be. But you have so many of these stories connected to waterways, lakes, rivers, oceans,
Oh
you
yeah.
name it. So why not? Why does it not make sense that water is a heavy conductor?
Water's been a conductor of everything
Since
since
the
the
dawn
dawn of
of time.
time. Yeah, it has moved people. It has moved things. Um, People have been moving by water far longer than anyone ever thought. They were doing it prehistorically.
Mhm.
So they were already building things that were capable of conveying people across vast distances. You think about how those islands out in the Pacific and got populated, all the Polynesians, they're all sailing people.
Mhm.
They all came there, looking for a new place to live,
I
needing
think
more land.
one of the heavier associations we have of that are the Norse, the Vikings,
Oh,
and
yeah.
how we
We
were
were talking
discussing about
about the
this the other
boats,
night. Like we were
how
discussing the
they
boats.
developed their boats to have a low draft, or they didn't draft very far into the water, so that there wasn't very much displacement. They didn't sink very low, so they could traverse all of these little narrow fjords and inlets and rivers and waterways up there long before they ever took off across the ocean
And
in
once they
search
got a
of
taste of
more.
that, boy, did they travel.
Yeah, there was no stopping them then. They
Yeah.
were off in every direction. They were off.
But you hear about the stories of I hate using Vikings because it was an occupation, not a people's. Let's clarify that.
True.
The Norse, you hear about these stories and how very God fear. I mean, they were very respectful of the land, but they were even more God fearing of the ocean. Nord is the god the god that in Norse mythology that's very heavily associated with the ocean. And he was very kind, but also extremely unforgiving. And you think about the ocean in that aspect when we have the tsunamis and the
Well,
hurricanes and things
think
like
about
that.
where they were located and why it was unforgiving. They're up there in a very cold climate.
Oh,
And when it froze over, it could be extremely unforgiving. And then, not to mention, during the quote unquote good weather, there was all kinds of storms and stuff out. Oh, the mythology that comes out of that region around the storms, the old mariners' tales out of there are really something
beautiful.
else.
They're beautiful, and they're honestly beautiful, but kind of creepy. And you hear that through any of the sailing ages, the pirates and things of that nature too. You hear about these crazy stories, but at the same time, very creepy. But again, it shows you how beautiful and unforgiving the water is. And you see that throughout all the elements: fire, earth, air. It can be beautiful, but completely devastating. Tornadoes, we associate that with air. How beautiful are they? Beautiful. How devastating are they? And we'll, the next fire, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Can it devastate an entire country in probably one set? Yeah, definitely.
Ask California.
Yeah, right. No, Australia too. They had gotten it pretty bad. The next element I believe on our list is Earth. Think about it in that sense: mudslides, earthquakes,
avalanches.
But I would always just
earthquakes are big. Yeah.
But you think of it in the aspect of you look at each element and you look at the spiritual.
Avalanches are earth and water. Just like a hurricane would be air and water. Because you can't have one without the other.
Exactly. Connection. The elements are all connected. And when you step back and you watch and you look, you see the connection, how everything is connected one way or another, and how beautiful and completely devastating it can be.
Right. And then how they all connect with spirit is what's really beautiful.
And I can't wait to finish up this series, and hopefully at the end of this we see the connections to each element, to each other, but also to spirit. And we hopefully I love going down this rabbit hole. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, I loved exploring the elements. It has really been interesting.
I don't think we, as practitioners, especially ones we've been doing this for a long time, we tend to forget the connection because we use it so often. It's so ingrained. It's okay. We don't take a step back and sometimes go back to the basics because we've been doing it for so long. And it's been quite nice going back to the basics with the elements. I forgot a lot.
There are just so many different beliefs out there and so many different cultures and customs. I know I've been posting a lot of things to the group from different regions about different magical practices in different regions. And I found it to be really fascinating. All this stuff has just been showing up on my feed. And of course, the more I look at it, the more there is. So, so I've been finding out new and interesting traditions, like mythological creatures I'd never heard of before. All kinds of.
I have recently been. I've always kind of worked within, the Norse mythology. But I've been kind of putting that back on the back burner, diving back into my Celtic heritage. And I'm noticing, for me, I've been posting a lot more between Celtic and Norse mythology. I'm noticing how strongly connected both were. And reconnecting with the elements have been really fun for me because it's also showing up in my personal path with the Celtic and Norse mythology.
And that all ties back, interestingly enough, to water. Because it was water that brought the Celtic and the Norse together.
In Ireland.
If they hadn't sailed off and found Ireland and discovered its wonderful traditions and redheaded people, then you know, things might have been very different. But what happened was the Vikings never went away. They intermarried into other regions, so they were everywhere. They were all across Europe. They spread their DNA throughout Europe, like Johnny Appleseed sowing his seeds across the country.
And here's the thing: is they're finding research now, which some of the Native American within North America care.
If you guys can hear me, I gotta get off right now. Okay? But I will see you guys next week.
Well, we're no longer sure if the tablet is working since it died. So we're going to go ahead and stop the recording.